Lone cowboy, lone cowboy, lone cowboy.
Tonight's Lone Cowboy Hour is all about the best of, and that means there's going to be a lot of guests because I feel like I didn't do all the best of stuff. As a matter of fact, looked better because of the guests I've had. I'm sitting here with Karla K. Morton and Alan Birklebach, two poet laureates from the state of Texas, and you're going to be seeing a lot of the great guests that we've had, both the cowboy poets, cowgirl poets, and also singer-songwriters on the show. Hope you enjoy this show. I do consider this the best of because I have the best friends ever.
Train pulled into the station, rolled up his sleeves, rising up to bow, fiddled upside down, orange blossom special. If you want to make a living, gotta put on a good show. When he smelled smoke and the cinder, slicked his hair back, opened up his case, played Cherokee fiddle, played for the whiskey. Good whiskey never let him lose his place. He was always there, playing for the miners. Devil's Dream was a tune they understood. Then he'd go back to Oklahoma, wait till the train was running and the weather was good. When he smelled smoke and the cinder, slicked his hair back, opened up his case, played Cherokee fiddle, played for the whiskey. Good whiskey never let him lose his place. Cowboys all put leather and turquoise on, and the music sold by lawyers, and the fools who fiddle in the middle of the stations are gone. Some folks say they'll never miss him. Fiddle screech like the engine brakes, Cherokee fiddle, gone forever. Like the music that the whistle on an old locomotive makes. So when you smell the smoke and the cinder, slick your hair back, open up your case, play a little Cherokee fiddle, play it for the whiskey. Oh, whiskey never let you lose your place. Had old whiskey, never let you lose your place. Jack Daniels, never let you lose your place.
Don't know why I act the way I do. Like I ain't got a single thing to lose. Sometimes I'm my own worst enemy. I guess that's just the cowgirl in me. Got a life most would love to have. Sometimes I still wake up fighting mad. Where the road I'm headed down might lead, guess that's just the cowgirl in me. Urge to run the restlessness, the heart of stone I sometimes hit. The things I've done for foolish pride, the me that's never satisfied, the face that's in the mirror when I don't like what I see. Guess that's just the cowgirl in me. Boy, I know there's times you must have thought there ain't a line you've drawn I haven't crossed. But you set your mind to see this love off the roof. Guess that's just the cowboy in you. Urge to run the restlessness, the heart of stone I sometimes hit. The things I've done for foolish pride, the me that's never satisfied, the face that's in the mirror when I don't like what I see. Guess that's just the cowgirl in me. Me ride and never worry about the fall. Guess that's just the cowgirl in us all. Oh, yeah. Guess that's just the cowgirl in us all.
2, 3. You wake up in the morning, I'm right by your side.
I can squeeze this last song in. Appreciate Murph having me and my family here tonight. It's a real honor to be here. And I'm going to play this one for Cindy, written by me and my pal Waddie Mitchell. Lies knee-high in South Bitter Creek. I'm told it's time for bath. I was soaked up and bent over and scrubbing on my calves. When I hear a bunch of giggling from a gaggle of Girl Scouts. Single file on the trail, not sure what I'm about. Well, there I stood as they marched by, and me with no robe to don. Well, things could have got explicit, except I had my long johns on. Well, that could have been embarrassing, could have been plain wrong. My long johns needed washing, or I mightn't have had them on. My long johns on, my long johns on, something you should always make sure to have on. It ain't as if they thought I was doing something wrong. No, it's all good, I had my long johns on, my long johns on, my long johns on. Without them, this would be a different song. Thank gosh they started smelling rough and strong. It's all good, I had my long johns on. Having us a picnic over there at McDougal Lake, eating ham and sweet potatoes and some German chocolate cake. Well, we brought along some swimsuits, so we hid and put them on. When I jumped off this big rock, my suit slipped and it was gone. Well, I ain't no deep sea diver. Where they fell, they'll always lay. Luckily, I had my long johns on, which saved our picnic day. Well, that could have been embarrassing, could have been plain wrong. My long johns needed washing, or I mightn't have had them on. My long johns on, my long johns on, something that I always make sure to have on. It ain't as if they saw me in a purple thong. No, it's all good, I had my long johns on, my long johns on, my long johns on. Without them, this would be a different song. Thank gosh they started smelling rough and strong. It's all good, I had my long johns on. Well, there's one more verse to this song, and this is always a good time to apologize if this little chorus is stuck in your head for the rest of the week. Too late to do anything about it now, so I'll play the last verse. We'd been to see Tom Selleck at the moving picture show, then went back to her apartment where things didn't happen slow. She excused herself to freshen up. I stripped down while she was gone, and she returned and screamed until she saw that I had my long johns on. Well, that could have been embarrassing, could have been plain wrong. My long johns were just fresh washed, or mightn't have had them on. My long johns on, my long johns on, lucky that I always seem to have them on. I wasn't inappropriate or doing wrong. It's all good, I had my long johns on, my long johns on, my long johns on. How often do you hear about them in a song? Under outer garments is where they belong. It's all good, I had my long johns on. It's all good, I had my long johns on. It's all good, I had my long johns on.
All right, here's a little song that I wrote about living in the mountains in northern New Mexico, the most beautiful place in the world. The song was recorded by Johnny Rodriguez and my uncle and aunt Bill and Bonnie Hearne, and by me. I wrote this song in 1980.
That year it was really hot down in Texas. I wrote this here in August, called New Mexico Rain. Y'all sing along if you feel like it. The smoke cuts the lights in this honky-tonk bar. I'm thinking where I'd rather be, maybe chasing senoritas down in old Mexico, or standing at the edge of the sea. If I had the money, well, I'll tell you, honey, we'd be on that first plane to Spain. But as long as we're here, the answer is clear. We'll dance in the New Mexico rain, New Mexico rain. It's hot down in Texas. Oh, and I call this my home. If I ain't happy here, then I ain't happy nowhere. New Mexico rain when my mind starts to roam. Well, the lights of the city, they keep calling my name, but I have been through that before. It's just a giant hotel on a long 4-lane street with a checkout time on the door. Oh, if I had the money, well, I'll tell you, honey, we'd be on that New Delhi train. But as long as we're here, the answer is clear. We'll waltz in the New Mexico rain, New Mexico rain. It's hot down in Texas. Oh, and I call this my home. If I ain't happy here, then I ain't happy nowhere. New Mexico rain when my mind starts to roam. Well, I've been drinking all day with a man at the bar, and he sure seems unhappy to me. He tells me he's going nowhere, he's going there fast, and he envies this life that I lead. Oh, if I had the money, well, I'll tell you, honey, I'd keep him from going insane. You know there's one thing for sure, there just ain't no cure like a walk in the New Mexico rain, New Mexico rain. It's hot down in Texas. Oh, and I call this my home. If I ain't happy here, then I ain't happy nowhere. New Mexico rain when my mind starts to roam. If I ain't happy here, then I ain't happy nowhere. New Mexico rain when my mind starts to roam. If I ain't happy here, I ain't happy nowhere. Thank you, Michael.
Here you go, young feller. let me take this saddle off your back. I'll get you a scoop of rolled oats and we'll have us an evening chat. Now let me curry some of this sweat off. I suppose that's the least I can do. Settle down now. Enjoy your grain. I'll turn you out when you're through. Well, we finished this up another day. That old sun is going down. I wonder why we say that when it's the earth that's spun around, because the sun is stationary, you see it. What is that? Boredom in your eyes? I guess it don't make no difference to you if I call it sundown or earthrise. But regardless, we had us a good day, and we got what we needed to done. Neither one of us got hurt, and we managed to have us some fun. I got me high hopes for you, Brownie. I believe we'll make a good team. You've just got to slow down a little. In time, you'll know what I mean. Oh, when I was young, I was like you, but when working with cows, you'll find that enthusiasm's dandy, but experience is kind. Sort of lets an older feller work at a slower pace and still get as much accomplished on account of fewer mistakes. Now, let me see that foot up. I'll check on that old hoof crack. Hold yourself up. Darn it, no need to be hard on my back. Yeah, the clips I drew have done it. Looks like it's growing out fine. Won't hardly know you had one when I shoe you up next time. Say, but you caught that yearling quick. Do you like roping as much as you claim to? Maybe we should enter us a jackpot. Now there'd be something to aim to. But I don't see the boss allowing me to take you past them hills sides. You know nothing of trailering. I don't reckon you ever will. You see, you and I, we're a dying breed. Ain't many left like us these days. Well, I see you head up the last of your grain. Come on, pard. You go out and graze. Thanks for the chat. I've enjoyed it. Suppose I best head on inside and get me some supper started. I'll catch you later, pard. Thanks for the ride.
This is called The Lonely Bull. thank you, folks. Enjoy, and thank you, Michael, for having me out. I appreciate you.
Sometimes it's real, then it feels like a dream, so it seems. Love that can burn and then fade like the sun on the plains. Out on the mesa we rode to the edge, stared at the angry sky. I watched the red dust and violet light in your eyes. And I remember the way that you sat straight on the back of that chestnut stallion. And every evening when daydreams were fading, for an instant we'd go running. With all the dancing black sand bays, dapple grays, sorrels and paints, hoofbeats down the canyon rim, heartbeats racing on the wind, you and me and all the dancing horses. You and me and all the dancing horses. The rain and the mist and your long hair twisting around in the desert, like water and fire, truth and desire, enemies and old friends, trapped on the border of two different worlds, like beauty and time as it fades. Came to an end when we tried to break rules that don't break. Now I ride in the dark with the North Star leading my stallion. Every night I close my eyes and remember the time we'd go running with all the dancing horses. Sand bays, dapple grays, sorrows and paints, hoofbeats on the canyon rim, heartbeats racing on the wind, you and me and all the dancing horses. Hoofbeats down the canyon rim, heartbeats racing on the wind, you and me and all the dancing horses. Tonight we have a special treat, something that I've done in the past, but it's rare to get a chance to get them here. Both of the people I'm about to introduce have served a period of time as poet laureates of the state of Texas. They are both incredible poets, and I've been working with them on a project to write songs with them based on poems that they wrote in a book that's coming out sometime this fall or spring, because of COVID, no publisher can predict anything, but we think it'll probably be sometime for sure. We'll have it out by spring. But I wrote the introduction to the book, but they are the authors of the book. But let me tell you what it took for them to be the authors of the book. The book is called 100 Years of Grace, and it's about the national parks. They spent many years traveling to write poetry about every single national park, and they have both visited every single national park in our nation, including the one in Samoa. And it's quite an accomplishment. The story of their journey is amazing in itself. And when the book comes out, I think you're going to drop your jaw. It's a different kind of book that's ever come out. Instead of being a lot of information about the park and where to camp and who founded it and all that, it's beautiful pictures that they took, plus poetry that they wrote about every park. And I'm proud to be associated with the project and be able to write some songs based on some of their poems, and that will become one of my albums that will come out next year. So they're staying in Raton right now. They've been in Raton for quite a while. Alan has actually moved there, and Karla's been there since June, so they're not violating any rules by being here. They've been here longer than 14 days, and they're both doing very well. I'm going to introduce them both at the same time, and they can come up here and one sit on a stool while the other recites. For all I know, they may have a duet poem. I don't know. But please make welcome to our stage tonight and give them a great big round of applause. Karla K. Morton, Texas Poet Laureate, and Alan Birklebach, Texas Poet Laureate.
I'm sure everybody's got a poem about country and western dance halls, but I don't. And I didn't have any. I mean, I've got poems about Texas, I got poems about national parks, I got children's poems about ogres, I got so many poems about my ex-spouses, it's crazy. But I didn't have anything about country and western dance halls. So we sat down, we wrote some, we turned them in, and the anthology was published, and some of our poems got in there. Country and western dance halls are a whole unique animal. It's almost like after Urban Cowboy, they became this kind of mythic status where you have to go and you have to dance in a certain direction and you have to wear a certain type of hat and look a certain way, but you got to be authentic. You have to be authentic. And if you're not, it stands out. So this poem's called Dress Code at the Dance Hall. Son, I'm afraid there's a dress code. So let me just stop you right here. You're flashy and pretty and playing the role, but it's just not about what you wear. Yes, I know that I'm only the greeter. Here's some words before stepping inside. A true cowboy is also a gentleman. Don't pretend you can saddle and ride. This stage has seen Haggard and Willie, George Jones, Charlie Pride, Emmy Lou. Your eyes don't show heartache. Your boots are uncreased. I suspect that their songs weren't for you. You say you're just here for the dancing. You might know all the spins and the curls, but I'd bet your cologne might just keep you alone from these authentic rodeo girls. But if you're dead set on some stepping and my speeching is leaving you cold, just leave your hat there on the pegboard. I don't care if that band's solid gold. There's nobody here that will take it. There's no place that hat's going to go. Folks have done sized you up as you stood there. They suspect that you're mostly just show. Son, I'm afraid there's a dress code, and most of us here know our place. These walls have a honky-tonk holy, so we try to show honor and grace. We don't serve your single malt whiskey. We don't serve cigars, and what's more, we'd much be obliged if you wouldn't be checking your emails on the floor. Son, I'm afraid there's a dress code, and your voice is too loud for these walls. It's making you seem that you're something, when you really ain't nothing at all. There's no way to mask up what's inside you. I don't care how those fancy jeans fit. This hall's a good start if you're ready. Learn humility, manners, and grit. There's some people in line here behind you. Their boots are still grimy with sand. Now, son, I'm afraid there's a dress code, so decide on the truth of your brand. Thank you very much.
So, one more song, and then we're going to turn it over to Murph, or one more poem. And I came by Red River, both by marriage and by blood. Didn't realize it until after my great-grandmother had passed on. She started writing her memoirs at 90, right? Lived to 102. How incredible is that? In her memoirs, we discovered she spent many years in Elizabethtown. You know the ghost town? Has anyone been out to Elizabethtown out there? All of these years, I had no idea. And then she moved to Raton. So I'd been going to Raton all my life, and then married into Red River when our cabin there's 110 years old. So there's just something about Red River that's, well, you're here. It's just the most beautiful place in the world, I think. And we've been to a lot of beautiful places. So I'm going to leave you with this one. And it's for all the lovers out there. Red River Honeymoon. Why do I travel eastward when all that I want is here? The Sangre de Cristos, uncountable stars, a constant covey of mule-eared deer. Damaged and scarred, looking for my North Star, my old truck broke down on Maine. On the road too long, I needed guitars and song and a couple beers to ease my pain. When somewhere between the motherlode and the stairs to Lost Love Saloon, I first laid my eyes on my Valentine and began a Red River honeymoon. The snow was crisp, the nights were long, the logs gave themselves to the fire. Two lovers began their dance hand in hand while the ravens sang high in the choir. And somewhere between the motherlode and the stairs to Lost Love Saloon, I first gave a kiss to my Valentine and began a Red River honeymoon. Eastbound again, ice fog closing in. I think about those cold cabin nights, a stone fireplace and furs, those dark eyes of hers and the emptiness of these city lights. Because somewhere between the motherlode and the stairs to Lost Love Saloon, I fell in love with my Valentine and began a Red River honeymoon. 'Cause it's been 20 years since I stumbled here on a night so bitter and long. But here in her arms, beneath a night sky of stars, is where this cowboy belongs. Because somewhere between the motherlode and the stairs to Lost Love Saloon, I fell in love with my Valentine and began a Red River honeymoon. Thank you. That's to all of you lovers.
All right, you were asking me what my favorite cowboy song is, and that'd be a pretty difficult question to answer because that can change from day to day and night to night. But this is the one I got for you tonight. When I was but a young lad, I was wild and full of fire, a youth within my teens, but full of challenge and desire. I ran away from home and left my mother and my dad. I know it grieved them so to think their only boy was bad. I fell in with an outlaw band. Their names were known quite well. How many times they robbed and plundered I could never tell. This kind of sinful living leads only to a fall. I learned this much and more the night I heard my master's call. One night we rustled cattle, 1,000 head or so, and started them out on the trail that leads to Mexico. When a norther started blowing, the lightning flashed about. I thought someone was calling me, I thought I heard a shout. And at that moment, lightning struck not 20 yards from me, and he left there was a giant cross where once there was a tree. And this time I knew I heard a voice so sweet and strange, a voice that called from everywhere, a voice to call my name. So frightened I was thinking of sinful deeds I'd done. I failed to see the 1,000 head of cattle start to run. The cattle they stampeded were running all around. My pony ran but stumbled and he threw me to the ground. I felt the end was nearing, that death would be the price, when a mighty bolt of lightning showed the face of Jesus Christ. And I cried, oh Lord, forgive me, don't let it happen now. I want to live for you alone, oh God, these words I vow. My wicked past unfolded, and I thought I wasted years, when another bolt of lightning killed 100 head of steers. And the others rushed on by me, and I was left to live. The master had a reason life is his to take or give. A miracle performed that night, I wasn't meant to die. The dead was formed, the barricade lay 6 or 7 high. Right behind them there was I, afraid but safe and sound. I cried and begged for mercy, kneeling there upon the ground. A pardon I was granted, my sinful soul set free. No more to fear the angry waves of long life's stormy sea. Forgiven by the love of God, the love that will remain. I gave my life and soul the night the Savior. I gave my life and soul the night the Savior called my name. He called my name. Marty Robbins, The Master's Call.
Sign, passing shadows, bitter wine, rolling nowhere. Now I find my heart's a lonesome line. Down by the muddy river, in a jungle with no name. Let the smoke rise from the fire, let the story fan the flames. Ain't a burning need for rolling till the world looks all the same. Rolling nowhere. Let my mind be free of questions, let my heart be free of fear. My eyes see only motion, let a day become a year. Ain't a burning need for rolling till I'm way out in the clear. Rolling nowhere, rolling nowhere. Flashing signs, passing shadows, bitter wine. Rolling nowhere. Now I find my heart's a lonesome line. soon discover with the dawning of the light, you can't stay in the mission if you don't know wrong from right. So he keeps on moving faster, leaves his conscience out of sight, rolling nowhere. And a barber can make no money off a man who won't be shaved, and a preacher can't make no living off a man who won't be saved. He might accept your welfare, but he roll right over your grave, rolling nowhere, rolling nowhere. Flashing signs, passing shadows, bitter wine, rolling nowhere. Now I find my heart's a lonesome line.
Sometimes I can still hear her say, please don't ride with the boys today. Outlaws never listen anyway. Was a cold cowboy goodbye. Didn't have now goodbye. Setting the price on your head is high. Wanted men don't come back alive. Blue sky, sage, and snow. The pannion burn and low. Morning mission bell. Had to drop on the fence. They were all left dead. How could I know it was my head? My brother filled with blood. They saw fear in my eyes. Is there last? Let those bullets fly. I fell face down in the night. It took the gold, left me there to die. Blue sky, sage, and snow. The pannion burn.
She comes down from Yellow Mountain dark flatland she rides. On a pony she named Wildfire. A whirlwind by her side on a cold Nebraska night. They say she died one winter when there came the killing frost, and the pony she named Wildfire busted down his stall. In a blizzard he was lost. She ran calling wildfire, calling wildfire, calling wildfire. So by the dark of the moon I planted, but there came an early snow. Been a hoot owl howling outside my window now, 6 nights in a row. It's coming for me, I know. Hand on wildfire, we're both gonna go. We'll be riding wildfire, riding wildfire, riding wildfire, on wildfire. We're gonna ride, gonna leave, side busting behind. Get the hard times right on out of our minds. We'll be riding wildfire. I'm on a rundown, I'm out running sundown. I'm thinking I'm on the right track. I'm writing a song as I'm riding along, keeping the sun at my back. Big horse trailer and truck, I can make my own luck as I ride through the sand and the sage. 'Cause it gives me a rush to be busting the brush, acting about half my age. Lone cowboy, I'm doing my best. Lone cowboy, I go everywhere west. Lone cowboy, with my old campfire song,